Thanks for joining us. I'm Kent Justice, your host for This Week in Jacksonville Business Edition. This is so cool. We're with Ken Babby, the owner of the Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp. We're out at the ballpark. And Ken, as we talk through a bunch of different elements to this, and of course our focus is always economic growth and development, man, this is like a new ballpark. Tell us how excited you are for opening day, opening week here, and being able to unveil some of the improvements in the ballpark.
It's an incredibly exciting day for us. You know, we are celebrating the culmination of a $31.5 million renovation and reopening of VyStar Ballpark. It's months, if not years, in terms of work and design. We're sitting today in the shrimp boats.
Yeah.
Probably one of the signature elements of our renovations. We traveled far and wide and looked at other ballparks, and when you come to a ballpark, you sometimes don't know what city you're in. When you're in Jacksonville, Florida, and you're here at VyStar Ballpark, with these shrimp boats, you will now know that you are here at the home of the Jumbo Shrimp.
So I definitely want to talk about some of the different additions or upgrades and what have you. But yeah, tell us about this idea for these shrimp boats.
So as all things with design, you end up in design conversations, looking through different ideas and ways to make your mark on a project. And we knew we were building a building in right field, a $17 million right field hall building, which our fans will be able to see this weekend for opening night. But we really wanted to create something iconic and signature and a great space. And these shrimp boats are truly the best seats in the house.
How is it going to work? You and I were talking about this before we started our interview. Still some things to maybe figure out.
Yeah, and I think that we've been really open and honest about it. Look, we're probably, if not the only team, certainly the first team to put 3 boats in the middle of a ballpark. They're set up in cabana style, so they're likely set up for groups. We're still working through the price point on that, but there's already been, just in the last 24 hours since we announced it, incredible demand to reserve these for a game this spring and this summer, and the sight lines of the ballpark from here are truly unparalleled.
Yeah.
It's a really unique experience.
We talked a year ago this week, just before the season began, and all these plans were in place. How close to completion are you? There's still a punch list, right?
Yeah.
There's still we still got to figure out this or finish up some of the details.
There's always things you notice as we were walking up the stairs here. There's a paint color we want to add here or a second coat there, but the space is ready. We will open fully for business tonight. The right field building's ready. The center field front porch is ready. Our new home plate club, which I think we featured on your network just earlier this week, is spectacular. We're really excited to share it, and it's the result of culmination of great design, wonderful construction. Birkin Construction, a Jacksonville-based construction firm, actually beat out several other local Jacksonville firms to win this job, and so it's a big deal for them. Real impact on the community and keeping the work local was an important priority for us.
That's something you mentioned was, hey, we want this to be, and you're always focused, as far as I can tell, Ken, you're focused on when you can do those projects with the local people. That's part of building the community and doing it together. You talked at the news conference and the ribbon cutting on Tuesday morning about public-private partnerships. Tell us more about that and the impact that it makes this arena district, downtown, Jacksonville writ large.
Yeah, I mean, we're all here for one common cause, which is to make Jacksonville a better place to work, live, and play. And to do that right, we all have to invest in our own ways. Our hospital systems are doing it in research, in critical care, in different areas. We focus on recreation and entertainment. And we've always done that under the headline of Affordable Family Fund.
I was going to ask you, what's that phrase again? No, I've heard it every year from you.
And Affordable Family Fund means $5 ticket and a $2 hot dog at the concession stands for every game. We want this to be the most accessible sports facility, not only in Jacksonville, but in the country. And for a family of 4 to be able to come out here and enjoy an experience. More than 25 of our games have fireworks, which is a big headline for our folks. Yeah. It really matters. And so now they'll walk into a freshly renovated ballpark with some incredible world-class design touches, and still maintain that same commitment to affordability. That's what a real great public-private partnership's all about. The city's done its part, right? The city of Jacksonville has wisely invested $31 million back into the facility, and we led the design of that work, and we're very, very fortunate for that process.
Yeah. We're ahead of opening night here as we sit here to visit. So we're hearing a mic check here. We got the grounds crew out there. There's a lot that goes into getting the ballpark ready on any day, but especially on opening day, right?
Yeah, it's like the first night of a run of a show on Broadway. You've done your rehearsals, you've done you got your costumes, you're ready to go. Tonight we open the center field gate literally for the first time ever. It's never been used before. So there'll be some things along the way that we'll see. We'll make notes. We've all got our punch list items, but boy, we're just so excited. This project really has been a labor of love for all of us.
So going back to that public-private partnership element, hey, it was one-to-one financial ballpark. Now it's VyStar. You just couldn't decide who you like? No. Explain to people why that relationship is changed, but it seems like in a great way for the Jumbo Shrimp.
We're very fortunate, and you see sports facilities get names all over the country, and then names change. We've even seen it with other facilities in our own city.
Sure.
But one-to-one was a smaller credit union. They entered into a partnership with the Jumbo Shrimp with us nearly 4 years ago to become the naming rights partner here at the ballpark.
And that was a good relationship.
It was a wonderful relationship, and they merged with VyStar, and we already had a wonderful relationship, not only with VyStar but with their leadership team. My wife and I sit on a board that Jake and his partner run together. I mean, we're so fortunate that they ended up being the ones that acquired one-to-one because the relationship was already pre-existing, and it was like just getting together with an old friend and having lunch and saying, all right, how do you guys want to do this? Oh, and by the way, there's going to be $31 million worth of renovations celebrated the day that we put your name on the ballpark. And so it's been a collaborative effort with Brian Wolfberg, the team at VyStar, our team, really making sure that we're opening this the right way. And as you could see and hear from the mayor on Tuesday's press conference, there's just incredible excitement to have VyStar taking this on. It's a great moment for the city.
Yeah. Do you get to rest for a second, or as the owner of the team, do you say, okay, that's done, what's next? I mean, is there a period here where you just get to say, let's see how this goes and how the fans and the city react to these improvements?
Yeah, it's a lot of running around. I mean, the baseball schedule does not allow much time for a rest.
No downtime, right?
75 home games. As you know, Kent, we own a team up in Akron, and so after this homestand, I'll head up with my wife to Ohio to open up there. Not quite as warm conditions up there, but that'll be next week. And then the Shrimp are home like 3 out of the 4 weekends in April, so we'll be back down here a lot. But tonight, I think very quietly, probably sometime around that national anthem moment, which is kind of that moment where everybody stops moving. And you just have to stop and reflect. That'll be my moment. I hope to be standing next to my team and really celebrating the fruits of this moment and what it means, because there's been so much hard work that's gone into planning for today, to build this, to design this, arguing about budgets, can we do it, can't do it. And we persevered through and we made it to the other side together, and I'm really grateful for that.
Ken, the folks who listen to the podcast obviously plugged in the business community, but even beyond that, if somebody hasn't been a CEO, if they haven't been the owner of the local team here, what's the why? How do you get to a place where you decide, you know what, we need this renovation, we need these improvements, I need to be able to communicate that to my business partners or the partners in governance, like the mayor or city council? What's the why of doing this in the last couple of years?
Yeah, for me it's simple. The why is Jacksonville. We love this city. We see that the world around us is growing and changing. You can literally see it as we sit here today. There's cranes from the new Four Seasons Hotel. Ballpark stadium construction has begun with the Jaguars. There's multi-use happening over on South Bank, and that's just downtown, right? We've talked about, in the past that I think every great city needs to have a thriving downtown, and so we need to do our part. And we're no longer a AA small minor league baseball team that travels by bus, from city to city. This is a AAA franchise now and will be for decades to come, with many players that are on the major league roster that move up and down between the big leagues and here. The AAA affiliate of the Boston Red Sox is here all weekend. Our team now flies from city to city. The city has grown as the baseball team has grown, and so our home therefore must grow as well. And we're really proud to give this city what it deserves, and Jacksonville deserves this.
What was the year that you bought the team here?
2016.
So in almost 10 years, so we're 9 years now.
It feels like 10 years.
Right, I'm sure. Do you see a change in the trajectory of the city of Jacksonville?
Oh, I mean, it's palpable. You feel it, and I think everybody viewing will probably feel it. You feel it when you go to the airport. I noticed, like, we've got direct flights to virtually every city in the country, and places that never would have dreamed of having a direct flight to Jacksonville now do. That, to me, is a huge benchmark of our growth. You feel it on the highway as you drive. You feel it in restaurants when some of the most popular restaurants have 2 or 3 weeks to be able to get a table. That's the sign of a growing, thriving city. And you know, Jacksonville, when we first got here, and I'm sure folks will remember folks saying this, it was this kind of, you know, secret, right? People talked about Jacksonville as this sort of, you know, unspoken city in the South. That has changed. I think Jacksonville is very much on the map. Our region's on the map, and it deserves to be. And we should all be really proud of the city's growth. I know we certainly are.
Yeah, we're with Ken Babby, the owner of the Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp. Opening night here, the home opener, at least for the Jumbo Shrimp. What makes this a successful 2025 for you and for the team? Is it the number of wins in the standings? Is it how many people come through the gates? What makes it a win?
Yeah, I think for us, it's ultimately attendance is a benchmark of our success in minor league baseball. You know, in Major League Baseball, certainly it's winning baseball games. That's in minor league baseball, right? We're the AAA affiliate of the Marlins. We want to see the players on the field have success, make the major leagues do well. I want to see the Jumbo Shrimp win and make the playoffs. I care about that deeply, but ultimately it's about how many people are in the building. And you know, it may have been Steve Jobs, the late Apple CEO, who said it, but you know, in business, customers get a chance to choose every day whether or not they want your product. Whether that be an iPhone, you know, in many days earlier in my career, that was in the newspaper business, would be, you know, whether or not they wanted to buy that newspaper or not buy a newspaper. We live and work in a business where a fan has a choice every day as to whether or not they want to come out to the ballpark and come to a Jumbo Shrimp game. And to do that, we've got to deliver great experiences night after night after night. And baseball provides these social experiences, but being here and having fans be in the ballpark is ultimately our success metric.
Yeah. Is there a profit number that drives whether or not there's success for Ken Babby and the entire team? Or is it just a matter of we need to know that we did the best we could to provide that affordable family fun here in Jacksonville?
Yeah, we don't shy away from it. We're a for-profit business. We're trying to grow every year like everybody else around us. And you should want businesses to want to thrive and to have ambitious goals, because what businesses do with those profits is they reinvest them back in the community. Projects like other private projects we've done at the ballpark, or expanding staff to be able to provide more jobs to the community, or making investments in other things around the city. So the more successful that we'll be, you know, the more that we give back to the community and to the region. And that's how most businesses, or at least in our opinion, that's how we like to think about it. And you know, we've been very fortunate. Jacksonville's been a wonderful place. We'll continue to invest in Jacksonville, and the city continues to put their faith in what we're doing.
Yeah. So Ken Babby's been our guest, the owner of the Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp, and I'll tell you what, so often we're recording this inside a studio. This is better.
Yeah.
We get to be outside.
You should be at shrimp boats every week.
It should be on the shrimp boats every week.
That's right.
Ken, thanks for your time. Thank you so much for watching. Wherever you pull down that podcast, go ahead and like, follow, subscribe, whatever it is. New episodes come out every Thursday at 9 a.m. Thanks for joining us.